Hello, this is Debbie Emerson, and these are going to be some Sirian activations that I'll be running today. And it looked like the overall consensus was 1 in 3, so we'll get to that in a minute. So it's interesting to work with the different energies, the different civilizations that are here helping us out in a lot of ways. We have a lot of help, a lot of off-planet help, as much as they were able to give us. Part of the deal, in my understanding, is that, you know, we created this mess, so we sort of have to figure it out ourselves. But I heard that quite a few years ago, because of a number of different things that humanity agreed to in terms of helping other worlds that needed some help, that the Creator has opened things up to us receiving help from other civilizations. So anybody have anything to say about that, or what they've noticed, or their take on that, or any of the different energies that they might be aware of or have worked with? Go ahead and excuse me, type that into the chat, if you will. And has anybody worked with the Sirian energy? Or does anybody identify with that Sirian energy? Nope. Or what do you know about Sirius, the planet Sirius, or the Sirians, or the Sirian energy? Yep, we've heard about them. There is a star. I guess it's really a planet, but we see it as a star, Sirius. And there's a couple of different planets, I think, within the Sirian system, star people. Yep. Lots of energies like the Arcturians. Yep. Okay, so anyone who has worked with the energy, how do you perceive it? What flavor, how does that energy feel to you? What's the flavor of it, so to speak? Vanilla, chocolate, or strawberry? Just kidding. And does anybody feel like they're from Sirius, or they may have had lifetimes in the Sirius star system? Okay, so just reading the comments here. Worked with the energy, drawn to it, and don't know why, and don't know what this is. Probably there's some familiarity there for you. Feel like your vibration gets higher, feels positive, and feels strong in the healing, and you're from Sirius. Okay. So some of the things that have been written about the Sirians and the Sirian energy is, number one, they're one of the civilizations that are here to help humanity and to work with us. They have a lot of information when it comes to the healing levels. They were quite prevalent in ancient Egypt, and it's thought that a lot of the gods and goddesses were of Sirian origin. So a lot of the Egyptian deities were from Sirius. So if you're drawn to Egypt, that might be part of it. I know another civilization that I'm quite drawn to is the Hathors, who also had an influence in Egypt. It's believed that they helped to build the pyramids, they helped the Egyptians to build the pyramids. And as I'm saying that, it's interesting because one of the things with the Sirian energy and the Sirians is that they like structure. They like to create structure. So the pyramid is a huge structure. And just as I'm kind of looking at that, it feels like that represents structure in society. They, one of their main goals is to bring spiritual knowledge into in a way that is practical and that we can use it to improve our lives. They, let's see, they like to create a bridge. So they're good at creating a bridge between the physical realms and the spiritual realms. And actually, one of the activations we're going to be running today is the bridge activation. And the bridge, so they create a bridge between the spiritual and the physical, and also between like the third dimensional and the fifth dimensional that we're moving into. So they like to improve things. They're not super creative necessarily, but they can take something that already exists and improve it. So if you're one of those people who likes to go in and make things better, you probably have some connection to that Sirian energy. So organization and structure is part of what they're tapping into. And let's see. Okay, positive healing, just checking here. All right, so I think what I'm going to do now, does anybody have any questions or comments before I move on here? Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and place everybody in a gigantic bubble of energy, a healing bubble. And I'm going to strengthen everyone's connection to their bodies. And strengthen everyone's connection to the earth through that grounding connection from their root chakra to the center of the planet. And this includes anyone and everyone who will be listening to this recording at any point in the future. And then I'm going to strengthen your connection also to your higher self, to source energy. And I'm strengthening your connection to your sacred heart space and to the light of divinity, flame of divinity that exists there within your heart space. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to connect to the Sirian energy and let you experience that before we run the activations. So give me a moment here. Okay, so that energy is flowing down, and it's just going to rest kind of above that healing bubble where we're all hanging out at. And as that energy is there, just go ahead and decide you're going to tap into that. I'm just going to feel for this energy. And just allow your body to receive the energy and give you feedback that you can then interpret with your mind, your conscious mind. And then I'd be interested to hear what you're experiencing. If you'd like to type that in the chat for me. You know, I'm getting very warm. And this energy is pretty strong. So if you feel yourself getting dizzy, just say hello to that grounding, your connection to the earth, say hello to your body. All right. So heightened awareness, tingling. Yep. Anybody else want to share how this energy is feeling? We're kind of just, sticking our toe in the water to test the waters like you would in a swimming pool before you dive in. Okay, floating. All right, yeah. So just say hello to that grounding, and you can still experience that floating feeling even if you're grounded. Hi, Lori. Feeling the energy flowing, tingling instantly in my hands. Okay, awesome. Encompassing, swirling. Yeah. So it is kind of a swirling energy. It might make you feel a little dizzy. So just keep saying hello to your body and your grounding cord there. All right. So the first activation that I'm going to run today or bring in from the Sirians is called Light Quotient. And this activation is going to rearrange your body matrix so you can physically hold more light. It's going to help you to be more anchored in the higher frequencies and to be able to hold space for your clients, friends, and family to embody more light as well. And in addition, you'll be able to channel more frequencies to heal. So it's just going to expand your ability. It's going to raise your frequency, and it's going to expand your ability to stay in those higher frequencies. And since we're all, each of us and everything in the world really is an energetic matrix and runs at a particular frequency, and these individual energetic matrices tend to match the highest frequency. So as you're able to maintain that higher frequency, then those around you will be brought up instead of you being brought down. That's a really cool thing too, is when you're running that higher energy, it's easier to not get pulled down into those lower frequencies. And if you're grounded, if you maintain that grounding, it really helps you and supports you in staying in those higher vibrations. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and begin this activation, Light Quotient activation. Okay, so that energy is beginning. So you can experience this with your eyes open, your eyes closed, whatever works best for you. I always find I close my eyes and I can experience more. So just receiving the energy. And if you would, when you feel like the energy is complete for you, if you would just type in F in the chat. And when that energy completes for you, if you would like to share what you noticed, what you felt as you were receiving that activation. It's always fun to hear what people experience. Okay. Lightness in my chest. I'm feeling that in the chest area also. Crown chakra, tingling in my whole body, tingles on my left side. Hear the silence, feeling it reverberate all around my body, swirling around my heart. Yeah, I think a lot of heart stuff is happening. So I don't want to move on until everyone's done. So if you, I'm trying to keep track here and see who's feels like I fit, very strong, connected to my third eye. Softness and a buzzing, not sure how to tell when it's complete. Um, it just kind of comes to a like a slowing down point, and it will continue to work with you. The energies will continue to work with you for as long as necessary. So even though I say done or complete, it's it's just kind of a slowing down of the energies, coming to kind of a completion point. Okay. Sorry, guys. Is there anybody else who's not feeling like they're complete with this activation? Okay, slowing now. So when you feel like it's complete for you, and you share, just take a moment to tune into your body and be aware of that, your connection, your body's connection, your connection to your body, and your body's connection to the earth. I always like to kind of come into that heart space, the sacred heart space, which is the way I experience things is the connection, direct connection to our higher self. And from that space, I just like to be aware of my body, be aware of the earth supporting me below me, and source energy above. Okay, so I think we're going to move on to the next activation. And you'll notice that each of these activations work a little bit differently. So it's always fun to have at least two of them so that you can experience how they're different. So the second activation I'm going to do today is the bridge activation. And this activation is going to strengthen the connection between the spiritual realm and the material realm. And it acts as a bridge so that you are firmly connected in each realm and can help others increase the connection into the realm in which they are the shakiest. So oftentimes, people um, in the metaphysical world, it's so fun and it's so wonderful to hang out, up there, out of the body. That oftentimes we get a little scattered and a little spacey and have a hard time coming back in and being grounded. And some people the other way. Some people are so really grounded and they have a hard time, accessing or tapping into those higher realms. And so this is going to help to balance, create a nice, solid, firm anchor in each realm so that you can move back and forth knowing that you're firmly anchored in each of those realms. And as I was looking at this and getting ready, I noticed that both of these activations, the first one, the light quotient, and the bridge, really tie in and work well together. And I found it interesting that most of you requested these two. So here we go with the bridge activation, Sirian bridge activation. Okay, so that is coming in. And just kind of notice where this one's working for you and how it feels different from the previous one. And again, when you're feeling like this is finished for you, go ahead and type an F in the chat, please. Okay, so feeling a pulsing in the heart center and some pressure in the head. Lighter, increase the hearing. Yeah, I experienced this one. It's very soft, but very soft and very powerful. A lot of energy releasing. Pressure, very strong pressure in my third eye. Saw colors. Lightness in my chest and head. Felt like a balloon inflating in a good way. Tingling in my feet and pressure around my head and back. Yes, I always find it interesting um, how different the energies are. Yes, there will be a replay, and I'll post it in the Spiritual Seekers Facebook group. Lips and throat are buzzy. Yeah, I'm feeling it in my lips a little bit too. All right. Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else who's still receiving? Feeling in several joints. My lips too. Yep. Okay. Take your time. It's a bridge that anchors you in the physical world and the spiritual world. So, yes, that would have to do with communication, I would say. Physical world, spiritual world, or 3D world, 5D world, however you want to look at it. And yeah, I've been looking for a long time at an image and I'm trying to talk about. It's not that difficult, but sometimes it's hard to get my words out. But between the heart and the sixth chakra. So I've been looking at the fact that like the fifth chakra is the bridge between the heart and the sixth chakra. Yeah, and communication has a lot to do with bridging that. Spiritual as in source, light and truth. Yes, with the spiritual realms. I mean, it's all spirit, but what we consider the spiritual realms. All right. So anyone else still in that receiving space? Anyone have anything else they want to share? Any questions before I disconnect us from the Sirian energy? Yeah, drink more water is good. There's not a specific symbol for the Sirian energy that I use. Now that you have you've had this connection to the Sirian energy, you can always um, connect to it on your own. And I personally, this what I do is no matter what energy I connect to, I go through God, I go through Creator of all that is. I go up and ask, God, please connect me to the Syrian energy. And for me, that just feels right. So you can connect with this energy. You can ask to meet one of the Syrian representatives of this energy. You can ask to be given a symbol for this energy if you'd like. That'll help you to reconnect a little bit more easily. Okay. Feels like completing. Okay. Yep. Sending a thank you out to the Syrians. Yeah, and like I said, you can reconnect to this yourself. You can reconnect to that Syrian energy. My soul is Syrian. This feels like it is really a good boost. You're welcome. Yay, I'm glad you liked them. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and disconnect the healing bubble from that Syrian energy now. And I'm just going to strengthen everyone's connection to their body again. Strengthen everyone's connection to the center of the earth, the heart chakra of Mother Earth. And strengthening your midline. Strengthening your connection to source energy, your higher self. And strengthening your connection to that sacred heart space. And how's everyone feeling? Are you feeling pretty grounded? Sometimes these higher frequencies make you a little dizzy. Any questions? Anything else anyone would like to share? Still buzzy? Yeah, that buzzy feeling's kind of nice. It makes you feel alive. Kind of hyper aware. That's how I would describe it. So yes, as drink extra water and go forth and enjoy your day and have fun. You know, the one thing about working with these different energies is um, you get more familiar with them. So it's like maybe you've even, you know, experienced, and some of you have experienced these energies before, and they feel familiar. But now you'll begin to recognize them a little bit more. You're welcome, everybody. Oh yes, bed. That's good. 20:33 in Norway, bedtime. You're welcome. Glad you enjoyed it. So I'll put it in the group. I may be offering a couple of Lyran activations next week. So thank you everyone for joining me. I'll just wait a moment here to see if there's anyone else that wants to say anything. But yes, you're all very welcome. This is fun. Glad you enjoyed it. And thanks to the lady in India who got up in the middle of the night too to show up. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording. And once again, thanks for joining me.